Hey, there we are. Okay. Hello, everybody. Maybe, if you're here. Um, had a bunch of issues last week in which my streaming software just crashed a lot. I think I figured out the issue was related to I lost my window. Related to the streaming software and the hotkeys that I had set in order to switch back and forth between different views that we're looking at. So I disabled those, and things in testing seem to be working okay. So I'm just gonna go with this and see if it works. Um, Trying to pick up. I'm gonna go a little bit faster tonight than I usually go, but there are questions. Just interrupt me and stop me wherever we may be. Um, So build tracker action. Actually, you may also notice things have changed here. You can actually see me. I am not completely in the dark. I got these super cheap LED lights that are doing a pretty great job of lighting me up. And I got a new microphone. So hopefully you can actually hear me now instead of sounding like a weird muffled um, myself, not anything else. Um, so yeah, that's the state of the things. I'm still waiting on a stand for the microphone. So right now, I think it's going to pick up a lot of keyboard noise. You're going to hear a lot of if I type a lot. That's okay. I think it's a very soothing sound. So where I left off was the GitHub action for build tracker. I can pull up what I'm looking at here. So GitHub Actions are kind of GitHub's new offering that they've been rolling out for a little while. I think it is actually public. I don't think you need to be in a beta anymore for it. Um, but basically, it is their solution to CI, CD, continuous integration type environments of being able to run various tasks on different life cycles of like pull requests or issues or pushes to different branches, all kinds of stuff. And I had written, and by written I mean did a lot of cargo culting to write this build tracker action for GitHub, in which it only really works on pull requests right now. So that's kind of a big downer for it. So there's that side of it, and then the other side. I think we can do this other task first, which is actually really easy, which is just disable writing a comment while there are no problems with your budgets. Or I think we want to do two steps here. So the issue was um, they're still trying to figure out what Lighthouse is trying to use build tracker. They would like to be able to use it on commit status. Status for that action. However, for their own development, they want to be able to keep comments as high signal as possible, so they're not posting too many. And that's absolutely reasonable. That's literally what we do at Twitter. Is we do not post a comment unless there's actually a problem. Because if we're posting comments too often, if there's like even just a warning in there, or even if it's just like, "Hey, good job," it can become you can get like comment fatigue. You can start to ignore those types of things. We don't want to do that. We don't want people just losing track of what's important. So having it only post when there's a failure or when there's a warning is definitely a good use case, and definitely something that we want to support. Um, so we can also just disable it completely. I think I'd like to do this change and import all those features. That might be a better way to jump into this, because the other one that I was going to do was the other issue, which was make it work for the master branch instead of, or any branch on push actions and not just pull request actions. So that one's a little bit more involved. It requires us to learn a bit more about the GitHub API and what kind of data we're going to get out of that. And I don't want to get into that right now. It's a lot of reading API docs, and frankly, I just kind of don't want to do it. Where are we? We're in this weird test repos. Build. Oh, I remember why. So I was, where we left off was I was creating a test repo where we could actually test, we could test using the build tracker action. But I don't think we actually need to do that quite yet for the pivot that I'm going to do today, which is move over to the being able to disable the comments and disable them per whether or not it's warnings or errors. We're going to have to do a little bit extra on top of that, which is going to be to remove a comment. So we will have to interact with the GitHub API as well. We'll want to remove the comment if somebody pushes an update to their pull request and the new update removes any of the errors or warnings that were given before. So we will want to support that. I guess what I want to do is just kind of get into that build tracker action. Yep, there we go. Okay. I'm going to go back to the master branch here. A little alias called master that switches us straight back. Hey, look at that. Lost it again. Hopefully the stream is back up now. This is going to be really annoying if it keeps happening. What I was doing was, where are you? Operator. That's one. I like to do bold, medium actually, medium, and crank up that font size to 14, maybe 13. It's a bit easier to read on the stream. Okay. So what were we doing? I was jumping over to the master branch. We are there. It pulled totally up to date. So I do actually want to do this as a pull request. So I'm going to do new branch here. I'm going to do comment options.